Hello, friends. Welcome back to Love Wrestling. Spencer Love here, getting another opportunity to chat to one of Ring of Honor's finest. It's really great to get the opportunity to do so on the eve of a great match coming up on ROH TV tonight. Amy Rose joining me, someone I'm stoked. It's so cool to chat with you right now. You're managing Max the Impaler. Lots of great stuff going on their end, and lots of great stuff going on with Ring of Honor as a whole. But we'll get to that. How are you doing? And thanks for joining me this morning.
Thank you for having me. I'm doing great. I'm super excited to be here.
Well, you and I both. And like I said, you've got lots great going on, and especially tonight on ROH TV. You'll be managing Max the Impaler as they go up against Angelina Love. What specifically drew you to Max right off the bat? Because women's tournament and roster as a whole, there are a lot of great individuals that you could potentially be helping out, for lack of a better way to put it. So what drew you to them specifically?
Max just caught my eye right away. Max was such a unique talent. They have such a unique presence. And I just was drawn to Max. I said, all right, that's who I want to put my money on. Max is, in my eyes, I see Max as an absolute star and a future champion.
Well, and you would certainly know something about that. You're quite literally the most decorated manager in Ring of Honor history. What do you feel when you hear that? Because there have been a lot of great managers throughout the annals of ROH. You're quite literally the one who's managed the most champs. So how do you feel hearing that? Do you take some pride in it? Is it maybe a little bit surreal, or a mix of both?
It's a mix of both. When I first got into wrestling training, that was my goal, was to become one of the best managers in the industry. And especially working with Ring of Honor for so long, starting from the bottom, getting to where I am now, it makes me incredibly proud to have that on my resume and to say I've represented so many champions. So for me, it means the world.
It's very, very cool. Talk to me a little bit about the Women of Honor tournament, because again, you were maybe going to be a little bit of a part of that when it was previously going to run in 2020. Were you maybe itching to step into the ring as a competitor, or like you've said, you wanted to be the best manager, you wanted to help somebody in their pursuit of the women's championship?
Definitely. I think, there's always an opportunity that in the future that might happen for me and that I might actually step in there and get my feet wet. But for right now, my focus is on managing, and I am super happy to be included in the tournament and to pick a perfect representative like Max. So, I couldn't be happier. I'm really glad in the role that I landed in. And I think Max is crushing it.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's kind of ironic too, because I was listening to an interview you did with Andrew Thompson a couple of months ago, and you were talking about how when you went to the 3D Academy, you said, I want to be the best manager out there. And Bubba and DVon said, well, you're going to do that, but you're also going to get the hell in the squared circle, right? So how cool is it for you that maybe that's kind of come full circle, and now you are becoming one of the best managers, not just in ROH, but like, let's toot your horn a little bit here, Amy, in professional wrestling as a whole.
Thank you so much. Like I said, I couldn't be more proud. And I actually feel really happy to represent Team 3D Academy and to make them proud. My trainers are a big part of where I am today. So being able to represent them and go out there and keep crushing it, it's been great.
Something I love to ask, because you look at Bubba Ray and you look at DVon, and they're obviously great professional wrestlers in their own right, but I feel like there are a lot of great pro wrestlers that maybe don't make great trainers. So when you're speaking to the both of them and Team 3D Academy as a whole, what maybe makes them great trainers, or differentiates them on that end of things?
They understand this industry inside and out. They've been everywhere. They've done everything. They're Hall of Famers, and they just have the mind for it. They have the brain for it. They really taught us not just the tough stuff and how to get in the ring and focus on that stuff. They taught us a lot about psychology and what everything goes into putting in a good match. A big focus of Team 3D Academy when I was there was telling a story. It's not just about going in there and hitting a bunch of moves. So, and especially as a manager, that really resonated with me, because I feel like managers are able to tell great stories and really add to a match.
I completely agree. Like even the vignettes you were putting out a couple months ago, when all the incidents, I suppose we'll call them, with the breakup of LFI happened. It was very, very cool to watch that because, again, it wasn't just here's Amy Rose cutting a promo. It was here's the story behind all of that. Is it something you really take pride in? Is that ability? Because, you're damn good at it.
Well, thank you so much. I definitely do take a lot of pride in that. And I also have to give a ton of credit to our production team.
Yeah.
Our director, Zane Decker, is insanely talented, and he was able to really portray my story and put it all together. So without him, I feel that I'm good at that ability, but he knows how to really help you tell your story.
It's pretty cool you're not the first person who's brought them up, because it seems like that's one of the things whenever I ask people about what differentiated ROH through the pandemic. Obviously, how they treated the talent on the behind the scenes ends was one of them, but hearing about the production elements and even seeing the stuff that goes into the crowdless shows that personally I really enjoyed and thought ROH did a great job. So I'm going to ask you the same, and I know you've maybe answered one part of it, but what do you see as the differentiators for ROH over the last year?
I think that's a big part of it, our production and, our great camera team, our great directors. But what I also think a lot of people don't realize is there's a lot of creative freedom in Ring of Honor. There's the ability to tell your story the way you want to. And there's the ability to, make things happen the way you want to. So I've been so blessed to work with Ring of Honor. I love the freedom. I love the ability to come up with ideas and it not just be, hey, follow the script, shut up. Like, it's great to be able to have a voice.
It's very, very cool to hear. And it's nice that you've obviously been able to, take Max under your wing and get them to the forefront of ROH. I want to talk to you a little bit about Maria Kanellis as well, because you really saw both sides of the attempted and now the successful attempt of the women's tournament. What has she added, and maybe the passion on that end of things? What has she brought to Ring of Honor as a whole as one of the new board members?
It's been fantastic working with Maria. Maria really advocates for the women's division. She has fought so incredibly hard to make this tournament good and to bring in the right talent, people that are passionate about wrestling, and people that want to be here in Ring of Honor. Maria has so much experience. She's done so much. She's someone I used to watch when I was, growing up, and I was a huge fan of Maria. So to get to work with Maria and see her and how hard, because I'm telling you this, she fights hard for our division, and she has really helped put a spotlight on all the women that have been here and all the new women that are coming in. It's been awesome.
I couldn't agree more, especially when I'm getting the opportunity to chat with you tonight. You see what Maria is doing for Ring of Honor. And then, of course, Mickie James is doing for women's wrestling outside of ROH. Empowerrr taking place tonight. I would be remiss if I didn't ask your thoughts on both that event itself. And then, of course, Kamille. I know you guys are good friends. You trained at 3D Academy together. I know you've had the one match, so maybe it's a bit of a long-winded 3-part question for you, but Empowerrr, Kamille, and when are we going to see you in the ring against her again?
I think it's really exciting. I think, all the opportunities that are opening up for women in general in the world of wrestling have been awesome. Just like Maria's been doing for us, seeing Mickie James do that for NWA and get a little more focus on their women's division has been incredible. And as far as Kamille goes, she is one of my absolute best friends. I love her. I already wished her good luck tonight. And not that she really needs it, because I know she's going to go out there and crush it. Not too worried about it. But I am super, super proud, and I'm so happy to see all her success, and to see her as NWA Women's Champion was so incredible. Yeah. And as far as that match goes, hey, you never know, that door might open someday, and who knows who will appear.
Well, and Maria's already proven that she's willing to bring people from the outside of the traditional ROH roster in. And let's just get real. We see the social media posts that Ring of Honor sending out there about the, the cliche way to put the forbidden door. Is there maybe anybody, and maybe Kamille notwithstanding, because I already asked on that end, but anybody you would want to potentially see lace up the boots for Ring of Honor?
I mean, there's so many amazing and talented women out there. If that door did open, I think some great women that could come in. Deonna Purrazzo is one of the best wrestlers on the planet. And I think that she should definitely come back to Ring of Honor. She's someone that I knew when I first got to Ring of Honor.
Very cool.
And she was, so it would be really cool to see her back here. And I think there's a lot of really cool women in AEW, girls that I trained with that I knew. Kylan King is someone that I trained very closely with at Team
Mhm.
3D Academy. I would love to see her back here. And people like Swole, Diamante, like all these people that I worked closely with in Florida, would love to see them come to Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's a pretty good problem to have right now for professional wrestling when there's so many names, you know. It's not like years past where there was maybe one or two people that you could mention. There's like 1 or 200, right? It's very, very
Definitely.
cool to get the opportunity to chat with you today. Of course, Ring of Honor television airing tonight, and then you can air along with us on Monday. Use the hashtag WatchROH. But let's get right back to your match and Max's match at hand tonight, taking on the other half of the beautiful people, maybe the one that you haven't put through a table recently. Give me a little bit of a preview. What are you expecting? Obviously, there's a bit of a size advantage on Max's end, but Angelina Love, no slouch whatsoever as far as pro wrestling goes. So what's maybe the strategy going into it? What are your thoughts? And how's Max going to end up with the W tonight?
I think Angelina is a complete veteran, someone that has been in wrestling for so long, a 7-time women's champion, has absolutely crushed it. And I'd be lying if I said, oh, we're just going to go in there and handle business and it's going to be easy. I know that it's not going to be a simple and easy match. But what I will say is that if Angelina is smart, she will follow through with the deal that we made and she will lay down, because I don't want to hurt her and I don't want to see her suffer if she decides to continue with the match. That's that.
Couldn't have sold it any better myself. And how could I? You've been telling stories for years, and I'm just lucky enough to get to chat to one of the greats at doing it right now. Amy, it's been an absolute blast. Thank you so, so much for the time. Of course, we want to continue to plug where people can watch Ring of Honor, but how can they keep track of you personally if they want to keep up to date when you're not on TV?
For sure, guys, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, RumbleBunny777. And if you guys want to support me and Max, we just released a new shirt on shophonor.com. Beauty and the Beast. I love the design. So I think you guys should grab one too.
I was going to say, I was going to close out with the fact that you've got a rad new shirt on, but again, you're just ahead of the game on plugs. It was very, very cool to get the opportunity to chat with you today. Friends, if you want to continue to support another great professional wrestler and a great person in a great promotion, continue to tune into ROH television on Saturdays and on Mondays if you want to tune in along with some of the roster and the rest of internet wrestling community, and make sure you support Amy and Max personally. I got my bias on that end of things. As a guy named Spencer Love, it's pretty hard to convince me not to cheer for Angelina Love, but maybe I'm being a little tempted on both ends of things right now, but I'm going to be tuned in for sure. I'm going to be happy either way, as I was to chat with you this morning. Thanks again.
Thank you.
No worries, friends. You can find all the links for Amy's stuff in the description below. If you want to stay up to date with Love Wrestling, wherever videos are played or audio is listened to, give us a follow at Love Wrestling CA. For the Diamond Diva of Ring of Honor, I've been Spencer Love. We'll see you on the next one.